Okay, yeah. Okay. YMBA Diploma past year paper 2025. The first question is denominate the four foundation of mindfulness, Satipatthana, and explain contemplation of mental object, Dhamma Nupassana. Uh, okay. Okay, the four foundation of mindfulness are taught in the Buddhist discourse called the Satipatthana Sutta. In Pali, they are called Satipatthana, meaning the establishment or foundation of mindfulness. The four foundations are Kayanupassana, that's the first one, contemplation of the body, mindfulness of breathing, posture, that is walking, sitting, standing, lying down, awareness of bodily activities, reflection on bodily parts and element, awareness of impermanence of the body. The second one is Vedanapusana, that is contemplation of feelings or sensation, observing present, unpresent, and neutral feeling, seeing feeling arise and pass away without attachment. Chittanupassana, contemplation of mind or consciousness, observing the condition of the mind, recognizing whether the mind is greedy, angry, distracted, concentrated, joyful, depressed, or whatever. Then Dhammanupassana, contemplation of mental object or phenomena, investigating mental category and truth that affect liberation. Uh, so they asked to contemplate on mental object. So Dhammanupassana, contemplation of mental object, is the fourth foundation of mindfulness. The word Dhamma here refers to mental phenomena, principle, or category of experience observed in meditation. The practitioner observes these phenomena objectively, understanding their arising, their passing away, and their impermanent nature. This contemplation develops wisdom, panya, and help remove ignorance and attachment. According to the Satipatthana Sutta, Dhammanupassana include contemplation of five main groups. So according to the repeat. So the first one is the five hindrances. These are mental obstacles that disturb concentration and insight. There is sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, doubt. The meditator notices when they are present, when absent, how they arise and how they disappear. Two is the five aggregate, the khandha. These are the components of personal existence: form, feeling, perception, mental formation, consciousness. The practitioners see these are impermanent and not a permanent self. Then the third one is the six sense bases. These are eye and visible form, ear and sound, nose and smell, tongue and taste, body and touch, mind and mental object. Mindfulness is used to observe how contact with object give rise to attachment or suffering. The seven factors of enlightenment, the Bojjhanga, these are quality leading to awakening. Mindfulness, investigation of Dhamma, energy, joy, tranquility, concentration, equanimity. The meditator cultivates and balances this factor. The five noble truths. The practitioner directly understands suffering, the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, the noble eightfold path leading to liberation. These truths are not merely studied intellectually, but realized through mindful observation. Importance of Dhammanupassana. Dhammanupassana is important because it develops insight into reality, remove ignorance and attachment, strengthen wisdom, and lead towards liberation, that is Nibbana. It transforms mindfulness from simple awareness into deep understanding of how the mind and experience function. In Buddhist meditation practice, Dhammanupassana represents the highest level of analytical mindfulness, where the meditator clearly sees the impermanent, unsatisfactory, and non-self nature of all phenomena. Okay, that's my first question. Can I go to second question or any?
Anybody want to comment? No comment, we'll go to second question.
Okay. Question number 2 is explain the 6 aspect of karma mentioned in the Chula Karma Vibhanga Sutta. Okay, in the Chula Karma Vibhanga Sutta, the shorter analysis of karma, the Buddha explained why people are born with different life conditions. He connects these differences to past intentional action, karma. The sutta highlights 6 major aspects of human experience and the kind of actions that leads to them. Long life versus short life. Those who avoid killing and cultivate compassion towards living beings tends towards a long lifespan. Those who kill or delight in violence tend towards a short lifespan. Second, health versus illness. People who are gentle and do not harm others physically tend towards good health. Those who injure or abuse others tends towards sickness and suffering. Third one is beauty versus ugliness. Those who are patient, calm, and free from anger tend towards being attractive or pleasing in appearance. Habitual anger and hostility leads towards being unattractiveness. Fourth, influence or status versus lack of influence. Respecting others, honoring worthy people, and being humble leads towards high status, authority, or influence. Arrogance and disrespect leads towards low status. The fifth one, wealth versus poverty. Generosity and sharing with others leads towards wealth and abundance. Stinginess and refusals to give leads towards poverty. Sixth, wisdom versus ignorance. Asking questions, reflecting deeply, and seeking understanding leads towards wisdom and intelligence. Neglecting learning and refusing to understand leads towards ignorance. The central teaching of the sutta is being inherits the result of their intentional action. The Buddha says being are owner of their karma, held to their karma. The Buddha is not saying every event in life comes from past karma alone, but that intentional action strongly shape future experiences and tendency. The sutta encourages ethical conduct because wholesome action produce beneficial results over time. That's question number 2.
Anybody
Question?
want to comment? No comment, you go next one.
Okay. Question 3 is name the 7 stages of purity, Satta Visuddhi, and explain Patipada Jnana Dasana Visuddhi. The 7 stages of purity are a classical framework of Buddhist practice explained in the Visuddhimagga and rooted in the teaching of the Pali Canon. They describe the gradual purification leading to liberation. The 7 purities. Number 1, Sila Visuddhi, purity of morality, ethical discipline through right speech, action, and livelihood. Number 2, Chitta Visuddhi, purity of mind, purification of the mind through concentration, especially overcoming the 5 hindrances. The third one, Ditti Visuddhi, purity of view, correct understanding of the mind and body, and abandoning personality belief. Number 4, Kakavitarana Visuddhi, purity by overcoming doubts, freedom from doubts about the path, causality past, future life, and nature of phenomena. Number 5, Magga Nanadasana Visuddhi, purity by knowledge and vision of what is path and not path, understanding which experiences and practices truly leads to liberation and which are destruction. Number 6, Patipada Jnana Dasana Visuddhi, purity by knowledge and vision of the way, the progressive insight knowledges, Vipassana Jnana, that matures towards enlightenment. So it means purity through knowledge and vision of the course of practice. This is the 6th purity and refer to the advanced stage of insight meditation, where the meditator directly experiences the changing nature of phenomena through a sequence of insight knowledge. This insight usually includes knowledge of arising and passing away, knowledge of dissolution, knowledge of fearfulness, knowledge of danger, knowledge of disenchantment, knowledge of desire for deliverance, knowledge of equanimity towards formation, conformity, knowledge leading to supermundane path. The meditator clearly sees the three characteristics here: impermanence, suffering, and non-self. At this stage, insight becomes matured and steady. Attachment to the body, feeling, thoughts, and experiences weaken significantly. The practitioner develops deep equanimity and moves closer to realization of Nibbana. A central feature of this purity is that wisdom unfolds through direct observation, not merely intellectual understanding. The meditator sees that all conditioned phenomena arise and vanish according to causes and conditions. This stage culminates in readiness for the final purity, Jnana Dasana Visuddhi, the realization of the noble path and fruition. That's the end.
Okay. Anybody want to comment? No, we go next one.
Okay. The question 4 is explain the concept of Bodhisattva Bhumi in the Mahayana school. In Mahayana Buddhism, the concept of Bodhisattva Bhumi refers to the stages or ground through which a Bodhisattva progresses on the path towards full Buddhahood. Bodhisattva, a being striving to attain enlightenment for the benefits of all sentient beings. Bhumi means ground, stage, or level of spiritual development. The doctrine explains how wisdom, compassion, and spiritual perfection gradually matures until complete enlightenment is attained. Meaning of the Bodhisattva path. Unlike the idea of personal liberation alone, the Mahayana Bodhisattva vow to attain Buddhahood, help all beings overcome suffering, the practice limitless compassion, karuna, and wisdom, prajna. The Bodhisattva advances step by step through spiritual level called the 10 Bhumis. The 10 Bodhisattva Bhumi are described in texts such as Dasa Bhumika Sutra and the Avatamsaka Sutra. Number 1, the Pramudita Bhumi, the stage of great joy. The Bodhisattva experiences joy at entering the path to Buddhahood and begin to practice generosity. Number 2, Vimala Bhumi, the stainless stage. Moral purity becomes perfected through ethical discipline. 3, Prabhakari Bhumi, the luminous state. The light of wisdom grows stronger. Patience and understanding deepen. 4, Achismati Bhumi, the radiant state. Ignorance begins to burn away through energetic effort and insight. Number 5, Sudur Jaya Bhumi, the difficult to conquer stage. The Bodhisattva overcomes subtle mental defilement and develop deep meditation. 6, Abhimukha Bhumi, the face-to-face stage. Direct insight into emptiness, sunyata, become profound. 7, Duragami state, the far-going state. The Bodhisattva advances far beyond ordinary spiritual attainment and perfect skillful means. 8, Achara Bhumi, the immovable stage. The Bodhisattva can no longer fall back spiritually and remain unwavering. 9, Sadhu Mati Bhumi, the stage of good wisdom, perfect mastery of teaching and understanding the Dhamma developed. Number 10, Dhamma Mega Bhumi, the crowd of Dhamma stage. The Bodhisattva becomes like a crowd raining Dhamma upon all beings and approaches full Buddhahood. Main feature of Bhumi doctrine, gradual spiritual development. The Bhumi described enlightenment as a progressive process rather than a sudden event. Number 2, union of wisdom and compassion. A bodhisattva must cultivate both wisdom, especially realization of emptiness, and compassion for all being. Number 3, practice of paramita. Each state emphasizes perfection of virtue such as generosity, morality, patience, energy, meditation, wisdom. Number 4, realization of sunyata. As a bodhisattva advances, they increasingly realize that all phenomena are empty of permanent self-existence. Importance of Mahayana Buddhism. The Bodhisattva Bhumi system became central in many Mahayana traditions, including Zen Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, Pure Land Buddhism. It serves as a map of spiritual evolution, showing how an ordinary being can gradually develop into a fully awakened Buddha dedicated to the liberation of all beings. Thank you. Question 5. Can I continue? No question?
Nothing, then continue.
Okay, number 5 is explain the concept of dukkha as presented in the teaching of the Buddha. In the teaching of the Buddha, the Gautama Buddha, dukkha is one of the central concepts of Buddhism. It is usually translated as suffering, unsatisfactory, or stress. Dukkha explains the imperfect and unstable nature of worldly existence. The Buddha taught dukkha as the first noble truth in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Meaning of dukkha. The Pali word dukkha does not refer only to physical pain. It includes suffering, disappointment, frustration, anxiety, dissatisfaction, and the inability of worldly things to give permanent happiness. The Buddha observed that all conditioned existence is marked by impermanence and therefore cannot provide lasting fulfillment. 3 forms of dukkha. Dukkha, ordinary suffering. These include direct physical and mental pain such as birth, sickness, old age, death, grief, sorrow, and despair. The Buddha said, birth is suffering, aging is suffering, illness is suffering, death is also suffering. Cause of dukkha. According to the second noble truth, the main cause of dukkha is craving, tanha, attachment, and ignorance. People cling to pressure, possession, identity, opinion, and existence itself. Because all things are impermanent, attachment inevitably produces suffering. End of dukkha. The Buddha did not teach dukkha pessimistically. He taught that suffering can be overcome. The third noble truth states that when craving and ignorance cease, dukkha also cease. This state is called nibbana. The path to overcome dukkha. The fourth noble truth explains the path leading to the end of suffering, the Noble Eightfold Path, consisting of right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Importance of the concept. Dukkha is fundamental in Buddhist philosophy because it motivates spiritual practice. By understanding suffering deeply, a person develops wisdom, detachment, compassion, and ultimately liberation. Thus, the Buddha teaching on dukkha is not merely a doctrine of pain, but a realistic analysis of human existence and a guide towards freedom from suffering. Thank you. That's the end.
Okay, good word.